Hello everyone, welcome in. Today we're going to be doing a cord cutting ritual with candles. For those of you who are new, my name is Kat. This is Fate and Flame. So what I'm going to be showing you today, it is a combination of energy work and candle magic. And I practice a form of chaos magic. I'm also a Reiki master. So some of these techniques that I'm going to show you today come from my training as a Reiki master, an energy worker. Some of them are from practicing magic and witchcraft, and I blended them together. And this cord cutting ritual, I haven't really seen this technique done elsewhere, and I think it's very accessible. It's super thorough and effective. So that's what I'm going to be showing you today. Now, you only need a couple of different things for this. I've kept it pretty much simple as can be. Now, the first thing that you're going to need for this cord cutting ritual is an athame. I'm using a black obsidian one like so. This is what we're going to be using to sever energetic cords with. And we're also going to be using salt. Now you can use table salt, you can use sea salt, you can use black salt as well. I have opted for white table salt today because it's the easiest to find, and if that's what you've got, then use what you've got by all means. All right, so with the salt, you're going to be putting it down the center here and then on each plate, and I'll get into that and more in a minute. But you're also going to need a bowl of salt water here, and you're going to be placing that here. And then you'll also, optional is to have a cord cutting ritual oil. This one is my own. I make my own blend. I've done this often enough that I have my own special blend that I like to use that's very effective. I'll link to that below. I do sell it. And you're also going to need a pokey tool. I've got an iron nail right here, and 2 heat safe plates. Make sure that they're heat safe so that the plate doesn't break and the wax doesn't get everywhere. Fire safety first, right? And then you're also going to need 2 candles. Today I am showing you an example of what it would be like to use figure candles with this particular cord cutting ritual. I highly recommend figure candles because they're a form of sympathetic magic, and as I've said here before on my channel, all magic happens in the mind. And so sympathetic magic is highly psychological, and so really we're kind of getting into our own mind to manifest different things when we work with magic and sympathetic magic. So I do recommend those, but again, feel free to use what you have. Now, the first thing that we're going to do check out the link that I have put below on how to cast a circle. It's an elemental circle using the 5 different elements of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. It's very basic. However, it is super effective for creating energetic protection for you, for your space. It's also going to help focus the energy towards your intention for this ritual. Think of it as like a container that builds the energy, and then once you're done with the ritual, you release the circle, and then that energy leaves to manifest your intention. So it's good for all of those things. It's also good for ritual fatigue if that is something that you've heard of. So the first thing that we're going to be doing today, I'm going to go ahead and inscribe these candles. Now, I am not doing this ritual for anyone in particular today. I'm simply showing you the technique to use and how to do it. What I am going to do for you today is, as these burn, it's going to create a certain wax flow, and I'm going to read the wax for you. So if you're open to receive the messages in the wax, they could have some tips for your own cord cutting ritual or something else entirely. I'm not really sure what's going to come through, but it's going to be what it's going to be, and I'm happy to read the wax for you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the feminine figure candle here. Okay. And then we'll move on to the masculine candle here. Now, if you want to use figure candles and you happen to be a gender fluid person or a non-binary person, so for all those folks, something that you can use is a skull candle. If you don't want to use a masculine or feminine figure candle, that's an option for you. All right, so there we go. So that's what we're gonna do here. Now, let's go ahead and do the oil. So give it a good shake. My oil comes with a dropper, so there's a couple different techniques that you could use to dress your candles. One is like the baptism technique, where you kind of do this over the crown of the candle, it cascades down, and you're baptizing your candle with your intention. What I'm going to do today, I might do a little bit of both, of the baptizing and also working the oil into the candle. And the reason for this is because it's very effective to work with candles and oil in your hands and infusing your intention into the oil, into the candle, using your hands. Now that we've got all of that done, I'm gonna go ahead and move this out of the way. So with this particular ritual, what we're going to be doing, and it's going to be interesting trying to film this, but what we're going to be doing is we're going to be moving the plates further and further apart as we work and to cut the cords, okay? So that being the case, make sure that you have a nice flat surface and that your plates can slide easily. Now, just in case, we are going to go ahead and anchor the candles to the plate. Like so. I'm going to get it a little bit melty. There we go. And I'm going to stand it straight up and just let it, there we go. All right, so that's that one. We're going to do it with the other one. There we go. Okay. All right, so there's that. Now you've got everything set up, right? So at this point, go ahead and pray over your candles to release whatever cords for your highest good. And then you're gonna go ahead and light your candles. And there we go. All right, so those are working. And you're going to take your athame and you're gonna go ahead and start cutting the cords between the candles. Now, I've seen different techniques for that where there are actual physical cords on the candles. This obviously doesn't use anything like that. We know that the cords are there already, and I find that working like this to kind of cut the cords and pick up that energy and put it in the salt bowl, I find that that's a more effective method for getting those really sticky cords that, you know, can be a tangled mess between ourselves and others in situations. So that's my personal experience. You do whatever you feel called to do. I'm not knocking anybody's practice or anybody else's videos. Like, there's just different methods to do this particular technique. So I do like this one because you can work it and just take such an active role in your magic when you work your candles like this. You're taking direct power over your own energy and over the situation when you are actively working a candle like this. So that is why I like it. All right, so notice how I'm kind of taking my hands and I'm like pulling a little bit. I like to do that because when I do candle work and energy work, I can kind of get a sense of where things are in the energetic body and in the energy of a situation. And so I'm very active with my hands, and I encourage you to experiment with that as well. You may find that you like doing it like that too. So Now, when you are working these, do revisit those places in the body that you are feeling those cords. So let's say it's in the solar plexus, the tummy right here. You can kind of start to, bring that energy out using your intention, and then use the athame to kind of cut it and pull and pull. You don't have to be real aggressive with it, in fact, I encourage you to be gentle with yourself and with your energy, like you're handling a little baby bird, particularly if there has been some kind of pain or, trauma, anything like that. Be gentle with yourself, okay? So keep working your candle. And as you are working your candle, you don't necessarily have to worry about the other one, because you're in charge of your energy, right? You are taking sovereignty over your energy. If this is an outside person, you don't necessarily have to cut their cords for them, You may not even want to get into their energy, and that is totally okay. And you don't need to do that here. So what you would do instead is work on cutting the ties that are between the candles here. And that represents cutting the ties between you, the person, the situation, anything that is going on between the energies here. That is what we are severing. All right. All right, give me just a moment. I'm back. I wanted to get a picture for the video cover before the candles got too drippy, so I have done that. So you're just going to keep working your candles, okay? And you're going to keep working them as they burn. Your arms, your hands might get a little tired. However, as you're doing this, you're gonna start feeling different. You might start feeling like you're lighter in your energy. You might start feeling some relief. That's a sign that what you're doing is working. Something else that you can do as you're doing this, if you're doing this work for yourself, you can take the athame and also use it to work on your physical body as the candles burn. The energy of your physical body, So for instance, like if you're feeling something in the heart chakra area, you can use the athame to, same technique as before, to kind of, you pull with one hand, gently cut. All right, like so. All right. And you can do this all over the aura for your chakras and work with that energy. All right, so that's pretty much what you're gonna do. I'm gonna do a time lapse of the candles for you guys, and you're gonna see me continue to work this energy, and then I'll read the wax for you at the end of the video, all right? All right, everyone. So once you have burned down your candles, then you're going to take your salt water, this right here. You can go ahead and pour it down a drain, rinse it down the drain with the intention that it releases the energy and that energy is transmuted. And you're going to take your candle wax and then pray over it to release the energy. Okay, you can dispose of it however. Like a lot of candle wax, it doesn't biodegrade really well, or might biodegrade eventually, but wax is sort of hard. And so yeah, anyways, you can throw it away, whatever it is that you're going to do with it. Just pray to release the energy, and then you can take your circle down, all that good stuff. Now, we are going to go ahead and read the wax. So I'm going to do this in two different readings. So if you were drawn to the masculine candle, I'm going to start with you. If you were drawn to the feminine candle, then I'll do yours later. Both will be time-stamped below, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the one that is your gender identity, just whatever candle you were drawn to, okay? All right, and for both, this is a collective wax reading, okay? So take whatever resonates and leave the rest behind. Some of it may not, some of it may. All right, so beginning with the masculine candle here. So you guys had a very interesting burn. The first thing that I was picking up on is that so some of you, in relation to energetic cords, some of you have been dealing with some kind of psychic blockage, or something happening in the psychic area, perhaps the crown chakra. And I was picking up on headaches, specifically headaches on one side of the head or the other, or maybe behind one of the eyes. So do some psychic clearing, do some psychic protection. Okay. I also was picking up on that some of you have a feminine energy, doesn't have to be their gender, but a feminine energy that is holding on to your energy. Okay. And this felt to me like a one-sided type of thing. They wanted to hold on and you just necessarily didn't really. Okay, so if you were thinking about doing a cord cutting, that might be an area that you work on to release cords, because when someone's holding on to another person's energy, then that can create cords, that can create a non-physical connection, whether you want it there or not. So a cord cutting would benefit you there. I did pick up on also there was some masculine energy, like external masculine energy in your wax. And I also picked up there were a couple of different wax shapes for betrayal that's happened in the past. So when you do your cord cutting, definitely focus on anything that you've been betrayed on in the past with, some things that have been causing you some pain, okay? I don't know if the betrayals, I saw two in particular. One was smaller than the other. The larger one, it was something it may have happened quite recently, okay? And it may have been even self-betrayal. I don't know. I don't know who it was or what happened there, but it's related to something that has to do with the physical world. So it could be something going on with health, something going on with your physical body, something going on with your home, your work, your money, things that are related to physical and the earth element. Okay, so when you do your cord cutting, that's going to help you free up some of that betrayal energy and be able to heal that and move on from it. But I did see that you all have been doing, some of you all have been doing like a lot of healing, like a lot of really good healing work. So if that's something that you've been working on, particularly with someone else, or, you know, with your divine, your spiritual practice, I saw that showing up in your wax and with the flame, because you guys had a double flame in the area of your candle related to the past. So some of you all have been doing really awesome healing work, healing your past and healing your heart, and that is amazing. Congratulations. It's taken you like a really far way, and your candle burned down without a lot of resistance to it. So that healing work is really benefiting you. So congrats. That's awesome. I also saw that you all have been going through or are going through a spiritual awakening, and I suspect this is relating to the healing work that you've been doing, because I don't know if you got to see, but like the face of your candle fell clean off, like a mask dropped. And you know, we all wear different masks and we may not even realize that we're doing it, but there was part of the head, you know, the front that fell off, and also the back fell off, and that indicated to me that there's something with your forward facing mask, like how you perceive yourself in the eyes of others, and also how you perceive yourself like on a subconscious level. And it's like these masks are falling, or they will, as you do this cord cutting work, and it's helping you see the real truth of you. Some of the truth that you've been perceiving about yourself has to do with the way that others perceive you, and that isn't the real you. So if that's something you've been working on, or not, then that might be something that comes up when you do your cord cutting work, and when you keep up with your healing work as well. Okay, so let's see. So I have here, who you thought you were may be different than the truth of who you are. Yeah. And I also saw that there was some kind of decision related to the heart that you made. You had to make a difficult decision from the heart. It might have been to leave something, or to walk away from something that you really emotionally invested in. But I did see that there was a decision made, but again, there was that double flame in the heart center. So there's been some healing work done here, or if you've been feeling encouraged to do something like that, or to seek help in that area, definitely do, because there's positive indications in the wax that will really help you. Okay, so, well, you guys have a lot. So I also saw that there were some masculine shapes in the wax. So this might have to do with the different betrayal energies that showed up. I don't know how much of this was the feminine energy that might be holding on to you, or a different energy, but there were something about masculine energy was showing up. And I do feel like for some of you, the bigger betrayals had to do with a masculine energy related to something in the physical world again. And I don't know how far back into the past this goes, but again, it could have to do with, you know, your physical body, your health, or your money. So if you were thinking about cutting cords with a masculine energy, then there are signs that could help you. Okay, I'll say that. Like, there are signs that that's something that can definitely be cleared from your energy, because that betrayal was pretty big. All right, so what else? So I also saw that in the future, there was an indication that you were becoming known for something, like you were getting public recognition for something. And I feel like this is related to the healing work that you've done, are doing, or are going to do. This is going to help you in a way. I'm not even sure exactly how it will, because it's going to be different for each of you, but there's something about being publicly recognized for the way that you have healed, or it's going to help you, healing is going to help you become recognized in a way that you've been seeking. But I also saw that recognition may happen in a way that you don't necessarily expect. and I didn't really get good or bad with that. It just might not be the way that you expect, and you know, that's okay. All right. And then the last things that I saw, there was some popping in the feet area. So if you do the cord cutting and you're not seeing new pathways open for you, then do a road opening type of thing, or like a path clearing type of thing, and that might be another video. If you want that, let me know in the comments. But I feel like doing this cord cutting work will help you heal and clear a path forward in a way that you've been seeking forward momentum. All right, so that's all that I got for you all. So if this resonated with you and if you like this video, then please do leave me a like, please leave me a comment. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you, so please do. I'll see you all next time. All right, so this reading will be for the feminine candle if you were drawn to that. All right, so the way that this candle burned was very interesting. As you can see, there's still some structures in the wax that have kind of taken shape and that have stayed. So that tells me a couple of different things. So what I first noticed when this first began, this over here, this is a structure that is called Trail of Tears, okay? So this has something to do with emotional pain that's related to the past. So this cord cutting, when you do it, it can help you heal that, because that definitely did show up in your candle. And specifically for some of you, some of this emotional pain may have to do with harmful words that were said to you or about you. I was picking up on the energy of harmful gossip because there were some noises when this Trail of Tears structure was forming in your candle. Okay, so if that is the case for you, if you do cord cutting with the people or with the situations where this has happened, the ones that you know are bothering you or still making you feel bad, that can help clear up some of that energy and that can help you heal. Okay, so I also saw that some of you have been holding on to something or someone, and this has to do with matters related to the heart. So it could be something that you've really invested a lot of emotional energy into. It could be a relationship, a friendship, it could be your work. It's going to be different for each of you, but you've been holding on to something related to the heart, and that I was kind of getting the indication in your candle that is causing some hindrance in your forward momentum and in different areas of your life. Like it's affecting other areas of your life, you holding on to whatever this is. Okay, so cord cutting can help you let go, and it can help you move forward in ways that are healthy for you. All right, if that's something that you feel called to do with that. I also saw, related to the heart, there was a painful decision that was made. And so if that happened with you, again, cord cutting could definitely help you with that. I also saw some white smoke in your heart chakra area of the candle and in the throat. So I feel like working with the heart chakra and the throat chakra together, and doing that energy rebalancing, working with, you know, whatever your spiritual practice is to open those areas, clear them. I feel like rebalancing both of those will help you going forward. Okay. So, yeah. I also saw that if you do a cord cutting, that's going to help you clear some blockages that were happening in the heart chakra. All right, so I also saw for you all that there were a different trail of tears related to something in the physical world. So this can actually be something like your health. Maybe you've been in some physical discomfort or pain. It could be something related to money or work, and you would know about this already. This isn't something that's like going to happen. This is something that's been happening already, might be going on right now, okay? So this is significant because it is related to the past pain over here. So whatever is happening with the physical world that I just mentioned, this has something to do with energetically the past emotional pain over here, okay? So as you can see, like this structure still being here, this is a blockage in the energy. So that clearing some of this will help you with the other, all right? One kind of helps the other. They may have other separate energies. It's going to be different for each of you, but if you work on that past emotional pain with the cord cutting and with your spiritual practice, working on clearing the heart and the throat, it'll help you elsewhere too. Okay, so I also did see that later on down the line, if you were considering working with someone to help you with whatever this is, maybe you were thinking about going to therapy or going to get Reiki, hiring a spiritual practitioner, whatever it is, I did see that showing up in the wax and that would benefit you and help you heal. Okay, so let's see what else. Okay, so in addition to this over here, there was also another pillar on this side. So one is in the past and one was in the future. So for some of you, what I'm getting with this is, notice that the future one kind of fell over. So what I'm getting with this is that whatever this is in the past, related to the past emotional pain, this has in some way formed like your concept of yourself. Like it's somehow tied into how you perceive yourself, maybe a little bit how others might perceive you. And that is affecting how you are moving through your life. It's sort of like, I'm feeling like it's kind of created some cycles for you. And at the beginning, I mentioned cord cutting can be used to cut ties with cycles. And so you might consider doing something like that if that part of this reading resonates for you, because whatever this past emotional pain is, it might be creating a cycle where the same kind of thing keeps happening because the original one wasn't quite healed yet, or it hasn't been completely like disconnected from in the energy cord sense. Okay, so if you work with cord cutting, and you may have to do it more than one time, and that's okay. What that looks like is you do it once, and after the first time you do it, it gets easier and easier, and you continue the work as you feel called to and as you are guided to. And it'll keep getting better for you. But there was a message that came through, and it's for you. All right. So the message is that it's pretty much up to you who you want to be. You get to decide who you are and who you become. You get to decide what choices you're going to continue to make, what cycles are going to keep repeating or not. So there is a call here to stand in that energetic sovereignty that you have, because you have power and authority over your life and over your energy. It may not feel like it all the time, honey, and I know it's hard, but you do. I promise you that you do. And as you continue to do this work, the first time you do that cord cutting or the next one that you do, call your power back to you, call your energy back to you, and keep your faith, keep going, and it'll be good. All right. Okay. Let's see if I have anything else for y'all. that is all that I have for you all. Now, when you do your cord cutting, if you have anything like this show up in your wax, then do take the time to pray over it and melt it down, praying that it's released and that it's healed. Okay? All right, so if you enjoyed this video, then please do leave me a like and a comment. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you, so please do. And I will see you all next time, okay? Much love. Bye.